Days of Our Lives 2-week spoilers June 3 to 14. EJ thwarted and Con outed. On Wednesday, June 5th, Clyde betrays Abby by revealing information to save his own life, leaving Chad stunned by his reaction. Greetings to all Days of Our Lives fans. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates. Days of Our Lives 2. Week spoilers June 3 to 14. EJ thwarted and Con outed. In the forthcoming weeks of Days of Our Lives on NBC Peacock, suckers will be gripped by a whirlwind of drama. Also, there will be exposures and plot twists. From June 3 to 14, observers can anticipate a series of interesting events. These include a marriage failure, the discovery of a baby's true identity, plus the discipline of a baby purloiner. Leo Stark will be seen questioning EJ DiMera. It'll be over an unforeseen change of heart. And Roman Brady struggles with the loss of his grandson on Days of Our Lives. Meanwhile, Stefan DiMera receives a surprising offer from Kristen DiMera. Also, Sloane Peterson finds herself in a tight spot with Eric Brady. Rafe Hernandez confronts DA Melinda Trask. He wants to go over her involvement in a hijacking case on Days of Our Lives. As the week progresses, Steve Johnson announces his departure. He's leaving Salem to track down Clyde Weston. So this causes torture to his woman Kayla Brady. Fresh drama unfolds with the prisoner of Clyde. Also, the disclosure of Abigail Deverov's survival, and a shocking marriage twist involving Maggie Corton Kyriakis and Konstantin Milunas. Days of Our Lives is set to introduce a recast Gabby Hernandez, portrayed by Cherry Jimenez, adding to the formerly high expectation from 6/3 to 6/14/2024. Days of Our Lives spoilers Wednesday, June 5. Clyde trades Abby info to save own life. Chad's stunned response. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, June 5, reveal that Harris Michaels will help Ava Vitale's fatal move against Clyde Weston now that he's caught up with them at the hutment. It'll take some persuading to get Ava to put down the armament, but she'll ultimately yield. Still, Chad DiMera will be coming in line to hang Clyde once he flies to Montana and tracks down his worst adversary. Before Chad can pull the detector, Days spoilers say Clyde will deliver some stunning news that could change Chad's life if it's true. It turns out Clyde will contend Abigail DiMera is alive, so Chad will have to wrap his head around that shocking disclosure. Other Days spoilers say Rafe Hernandez and Stefan DiMera will team up in expedients of scoring Gabby Hernandez DiMera's, last played by Camila Banus, freedom, but they'll continue to face some challenges along the way. As for EJ DiMera, he'll corner Melinda Trask to rip into her over her involvement in Sloane Peterson. Brady's stolen baby saga. Melinda managed to gain the upper hand and avoid her own arrest, but she won't be suitable to avoid EJ's wrath in Wednesday's Days of Our Lives occasion. Days spoilers allude that EJ will gossip about some disturbing pitfalls and could leave Melinda scarified soon enough. Over with Nicole DiMera, she'll have a delicate discussion with Eric Brady about Jude Brady's history, present and unborn. Nicole may thank Eric for taking similar good care of Jude and giving him all the love he merited during the months Slim kept her in the dark. Although Nicole will no doubt assure Eric that he can still be in Jude's life, Eric isn't so sure that's a good idea since it's just too painful. At some point, Nicole may bring up EJ's asseveration on changing Jude's name, so that admission may deject Eric deep down. That said, Eric will inescapably support Nicole and EJ's right to pick any name they want. Of course, Days of Our Lives suckers know Eric is actually Jude's natural father, so you'll get updates on that surprise down the road. Until also, EJ will continue to pretend he's Jude's biopater and leave Eric feeling like a stranger looking in. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Eric will remain agonized for a while, but stick with us for prognostications on the light at the end of the lair. Days of Our Lives spoilers Tuesday, June 4 recapitulate Ava impersonates Goldman to trick Clyde, Harris races to help Casualty. Days of Our Lives spoilers recap for Tuesday, June 4, reveals that Ava Vitale and Lucas Corton couldn't pry Clyde Weston's, James Reed, position out of Rebecca Goldman, who was bound and gagged in the motel room. Ava eventually decided she should just get vengeance since Goldman nearly bring Trip Johnson his life. Although Ava held a gun on Goldman, Lucas induced her to put it down since he didn't want to be an accessory and extend his captivity judgment. Ava set up Goldman's phone in the glove cube of her auto soon after, so she looked at Clyde's textbooks for suggestions. Lucas helped Ava figure out that Clyde was at the Happy Camper campground hard, so Ava took Goldman's outfit and left Lucas to babysit her. At the cantina on Tuesday's day's occasion, Kate Roberts Brady called the friary to check on Lucas and learned that a blue-eyed man with a tattoo came to get him. Kate knew that had to be Harris Michaels and fumed over him, potentially putting Lucas in further peril. Once Kate eventually got Lucas on the phone, he admitted they were closing in on Clyde and tried to assure his mama that it'd each work out. Meanwhile, Harris tried to move Snake to cut a deal and flip on Clyde, but he refused to be a rat. After Harris seized Snake's phone and did some probing about the position, he released Snake had made frequent passages to the Happy Trailer Hutment. Back with Ava on Tuesday's Days of Our Lives show, she showed up at the campground wearing Goldman's clothes. Ava's reverse was turned, so Clyde was wisecracked and allowed. Goldman was back to leave city with him. Rather, Ava eventually revealed herself and drew her armament before admitting she planned to take Clyde out permanently. Suddenly, Harris contended over and stopped Ava from pulling the detector. Back in Salem on Tuesday's day's occasion, Kayla Johnson respected Sarah Horton's engagement ring and wished her the stylish in her remarriage to Xander Cook, though she easily had some particular debates about their future together. Xander understood those enterprises, but he assured Kayla that he was only concentrated on being a good hubby and father now. After Kayla left on Tuesday's day's occasion, Sarah mentioned the idea of inviting Xander's mama to the marriage, but he argued that she was an unashamed drunk who'd be hard to find. Sarah claimed she could track Xander's mama down, but she refused to do it without his blessing. Xander eventually conceded, but he reserved the right to say, "I told you so," if this was an enormous disaster like he easily anticipated. Once Xander gave Sarah the last given number for his mama, she was pleased and hoped to detect her before the espousal. At Steve Johnson's apartment, Chad DiMera demanded Clyde updates and set up the hunt was hotting up in Montana, so he claimed on taking the trip with Steve. Kayla showed up right as Steve and Chad were leaving, so she expostulated to the trip. Once Chad headed to the airport to prepare for the DiMera spurt, Steve got an earful from Kayla. Kayla scolded Steve for trying to leave for Montana without telling her and came terrified over him potentially trying to help Ava wipe Clyde off the chart. After Kayla refused to lose Steve again, she angrily stood against this dangerous situation and prayed him not to go. Steve agreed to stay in Salem right before Chad texted with the news that he took off for Montana without him. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Clyde will make some prognostications and admissions that Chad Noe saw coming soon enough. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.